Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Backstory Podcast. I'm very excited today to bring you Martha Alter Hines. She's got some very interesting things I think you'll really enjoy. She's a channel, she's an astrologer, she's done a tremendous amount of work. Since 2019, she's been channeling. Before that, I'll let her tell the whole story about who she is and what's happened to her and how she got started. But we also wanted to basically share with you some of the incredible things that she's doing, be able to show you how everyone is starting to open up. And that's one of the main things the group has talked about, is the fact that literally we have a mass awakening on this planet right now. And I think Martha's going to talk about that. Anyway, welcome, Martha. Glad you're here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks for being with us. So anyway, tell us a little bit about what's going on. And like I said, you started telling me how you got into this. You have quite a history. Can you share a little bit with that? How you got started?
Yeah. So I was saying, when I introduced myself, I always want to just throw in there that I was born in Thailand. I grew up in Bangladesh, Pakistan, Kenya, and the United States. So a very international background myself, and then also my family. It's a big part of who I am. And then when in my early adulthood, I was a clinical social worker, psychotherapist, actually also a body worker, energy healer, craniosacral therapist, that kind of thing. But primarily I worked as a psychotherapist in the child welfare system, specializing in trauma and attachment needs for children and children with extreme trauma. So I did that for a really long time. And then in April of 2018, so almost exactly just over 8 years ago, I actually had a circle. I was working in the child welfare system as a supervisor, very intense job. And long story short, I had a circle of 8 spirits come to me, which sounds similar to your group of 9.
Yeah.
You mentioned before we started. Yeah.
And I'm the ninth, so that is.
I know. So I was like, that sounds very familiar. This group of 8 for me hasn't told me I'm the 9th, but well, actually I'm getting this, like, obviously you are. Yeah. But anyway, so I had this circle of 8 spirits come to me in April of 2018, and they said, you are going to need to leave social work and start channeling, and what you channel will become the platform for what we need you to do next. And I thought they were crazy. And anyway, this whole series of things happened that made me realize, wow, they're maybe not so crazy. And longer story short, in September of 2018, I channeled the first book that they're having me channel. It's a series of 8 books. The first one was Living the One Light, and I published that in October, I think, of 2018. Then a year later, I did leave my job. I left social work, and I channeled the second and the third books in that series, Gaia Speaks and The Cosmos Speaks. And then anyway, COVID happened. I have 2 kids. I was a single mom, or I am a single mom, and at that point they were pretty young. So I kind of paused what I was doing when they were home from school, during that quarantine time, and then I fully launched into what I do now, March 2022, so about 4 years ago. And yeah, there's so many other things I can say, but that's the gist of how it all transpired. Yes.
Incredible. And yeah, we've seen you have a very active website. You've got a nice YouTube channel going on, and Pam Gregory is one of your supporters here. Get you started. Yeah. Very, very marvelous connections. Absolutely.
Wonderful friend.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us a little bit about your work in general. I know that it probably, like me, it's a wide variety of different things. We can talk on all these different subjects, but what's important? What's going on right now?
Yeah. You know what's landing for me more and more? I don't know. Are you an astrologer? Are you into astrology? Are you
I
familiar with?
don't do astrology.
Okay.
No,
Well, for
well,
people who do,
I'm busy channeling the group
yeah.
as it is.
Yeah. No, no, no. Just for people who do follow astrology, I this week, literally this week, this Saturday, I'm having my first pass of my exact Chiron return, which happens for everyone around
Right.
age 49, 50, 51, and I'm 49. Um, anyway, it often can be a time of like initiation into the medicine of who you are. And that's exactly what I'm feeling happening for me. It's just more and more clear. I mean, just day by day, landing in my body why I'm here on the planet, what my true role is. And it really can make me cry because what's landing for me just in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, so powerfully. I knew this, but I was like, wow, this is really it. Is that I am here to be supporting people to be empowered to be completely themselves and to take this whole you could say like the our abilities to connect with the spirit world or to channel or to be quote unquote psychic if you're going to call it that, which I don't really, but having that way of relating to life, to take it off the pedestals because it's been up on these big pedestals where it's,
Yep.
oh, that person, that special person over there has
Right.
these special gifts that I don't have, or maybe I do have, and therefore I'm on the pedestal. Um, so damaging. We cannot be doing that anymore. So really the way I would sum up everything I do is about taking that down off the pedestal and spreading it through the world. That
Right.
yeah, every single one of us has the ability to naturally connect with the spirit world, our intuition, our ways of knowing that are far beyond the intellectual academic mind, although that's also great. Um, and I would say the primary, most prominent aspect of my work at this moment is that the spirit world, all the infinite benevolent realms who I have very strong relationship with, every single one of them is saying, now this is the time. The veils are gone. They have
Right.
put up, this is what they've been telling me for many years, is that they put up veils very deliberately because, for many, many reasons, which I'm guessing you and I probably have a similar perspective on. I don't know, but we could say more about that. Yeah, but these veils between the worlds, quote unquote, were put up very deliberately, and now they're gone. And so now it's not so much a matter of, I get the question like, well, if they're so great and they want to help us, why don't they just show themselves? And my
No, it
answer
doesn't work that
is
way.
no, it doesn't work that
Yeah,
way. That's
that's right.
actually, in my opinion, pretty entitled.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
our responsibility actually to it's like relearning a language. It's like it's now they're standing there, they're ready. So now it's a matter of just helping our bodies, our ways of perceiving to switch and open up into what's actually the totality of our natural ways of being. It's our job now. Like they're doing what they need to be doing.
That's
Um,
beautiful. That's beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, the word our company's name Spavo. That's a Lemurian greeting that basically means thank you for taking your power. But it's time that we all, yeah, it's
What?
time that we all start doing this. When we teach channeling classes, we tell everybody channels. They just call it different things. We focus in different areas, and so we're really on the same page with what you're doing, and it's all about empowerment now, teaching everybody that we're all the same, we can all do it, and step into our highest potential at this time. That's absolutely beautiful. Very
Oh,
nice.
I want to hear more about that sometime. That's exquisite. Oh, it's gonna make me cry. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and we've got a lot to do with that too, because there's still all the people that were in fear. When I started 30 years ago, there was a lot of fear about channeling. Oh my God, who are you channeling? Are you channeling the good guys or the bad guys? All this
Mm,
junk that
mm.
was around here, and it's starting to fade pretty quickly now. So I agree
Wow.
with you. I think the veil's opening. In fact, my last book was called Crossing the Veil: What Happens When We Die. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so excellent. Tell us about what you're doing. You've got some incredible things up here. Can we show your website? real quick?
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think I mean there's always so many things. I teach an astrology course, but it's not normal, it's not quote unquote normal astrology. It's really you do learn astrology, but it's really about I channel so that every person we travel to be with the actual beings of the planets. And
Oh, nice.
we're the way that I approach astrology is really about supporting, again, supporting us to come out of this way of, even in the astrology world, right? It's been kind of a top-down, you could call it patriarchal, if you want to use that word.
Yes.
Yeah, there's one right way and everybody fights about the right way. And oh boy, it's just like, wow, this is so pointless and exactly what we don't need in our world, right? In my opinion. So, what I'm really, the way I hold astrology and everything I do is that there are infinite ways, quote unquote, and it's really about certainly having certain standards, but also about us coming back into literal, real relationship with the cosmos, with the earth, with the reality that all of the beings of the cosmos are alive. They are conscious, alive beings, just like a sequoia tree. You wouldn't walk up to a redwood or a sequoia tree and go and label it and go, that redwood
Yeah.
means this. If you see a redwood, that means blah, blah, blah is going to happen. No, no, no. What we would naturally, hopefully do, right? We would walk into this amazing redwood forest and we would probably, if we're tuned in at all or sensitive at all, which all of us here, everybody watching, I'm sure is, we would hopefully take a moment and go, oh, whoa, right? We stop in our tracks and just feel it, the ancientness of the place and these beings who have been alive for thousands of years. And wow, right? So
I couldn't agree.
do
I
that?
couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why don't we do that
Yeah.
with planets?
Yeah. Well, and the group that what they talk about is very similar in a slightly different way. But they basically say that we have beliefs. We can believe in all sorts of things. But when we have belief systems that say if we believe this, we have to believe all these other things, they call that BS. So that's perfect.
Belief systems. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
So
yeah.
no, go ahead, please.
Oh, well, I was going to say that's one of the things I do. But then, yeah, so currently I'm holding something called a Magical Mercury, Magical Mercury Light Codes Tour, which I can come back and speak to. But the main thing, actually, I feel like, I mean, that's great. It's wonderful. I could say a lot of great things about that. The other thing, though, that I'm not currently holding, but I have I have lots of free access to on my YouTube channel. I have an entire free page on my website, and then I have an evergreen course where I channel to help people connect with the spirit world themselves. So I have actually an entire month free series called the Wholeness Way series, which again is on my website, livingtheonelight.com, on the free page. And that is all about what I just was mentioning, that we naturally all have our own ways of connecting with the spirit world. So that Wholeness Way series helps people connect with their own spirit guides, their own spirit team, connecting with their own life purpose, really feel it from their spirit, their soul self. What is that? And then I have a how to channel course, very, very low cost. All of my offerings are sliding scale, etc. And and then I have also an evergreen course to be held by an inner earth being whose name, he's the only being I've ever channeled or ever been in relationship who's told me his name ever, actually. It's interesting given what you were saying before we started recording.
Yeah.
He was very specific when he came to me in 2017 that his name is Ben Huis. He's a being of the inner earth. And there's an entire journey on my website to be with him. Um, and yes, the inner earth beings are a big part of what have been coming forward lately. Um, yeah, and more to come, all of those kinds of things. Yeah.
That's magical. Let's show him your YouTube channel for a second because you got some really interesting things up here and you're doing a lot of interviews, a lot of different aspects of this, but you've got quite a bit of stuff here for people to
Yeah.
really look at and to see different ways to look at it. You got some members only videos and you got a whole bunch of free ones.
Yeah,
Very
mostly free.
magical.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do the same thing. We charge for things at our website. And there's a good friend of mine. So
Sandy. Yeah, she's the best. And
Sandy's the
there's
one who connected us. Yeah.
yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Well
Yeah.
done. Considering you've only been doing this since 2018, you're
Well,
doing
really
well, sweetheart.
2022, I would say the YouTube
Yeah.
channel is mostly 20. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Mm.
Good deal. So that's kind of how you got started and where you're at with things, and I know that you do a lot of work with classes and so forth. Do you do private sessions individually?
I don't anymore. I am trained. I now have astrology students who are in their third year. My first group
Oh,
in their third
cool.
year, and so yeah, we'll be offering some sessions with them soon, really, really soon. But the other thing I just realized I wanted to mention about my work and my community is my community. So another huge part of my calling to foster and support community connection by far more than anything. So I have a free Living the One Light community, which now has over 11,000 people, and it's grown really fast. I just started the community about a little over a year ago, and there's already over 11,000 people. And it's sort of like, you could say, kind of like Facebook, but not, right? There's no
Right.
ads, there's no politics, so it's only all about supporting each other in this time of great remembering, time of great awakening, really being positive and kind of cheering each other on. That's the idea with it. Um, so the my community in general, my YouTube channel community, and then my community in the Living the One Light community, which is, basically the same people, such amazing people, so beautiful, supportive, kind, positive, so engaged. I mean, it really deeply touches me, and I would say that's the core of the work I do is the people involved in the community, and it's growing really, really quickly. So, yeah, it's grown by 7 times in the last year. Like,
Marvelous.
yeah,
Marvelous. You
because
you
people
sound
really
like you're
want,
on
yeah.
you sound like you're on Kajabi. Are you hosted by
I am
Kajabi?
on Kajabi.
Okay.
Are you on
We're using
Kajabi?
that you're yes, you're using
Yeah.
familiar words. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And when I have Living the One Light app, speaking of Kajabi, right? So you can go on Apple or Android App Store and find the Living the One Light app, which is free and where you can access the free community, you can access the free Wholeness Way series, you can, access lots and lots of free things through the app. Um, yeah, so it's very hopefully very welcoming, warm, kind, friendly place to land. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, you've hit a nerve here with the light codes. I want to hear more about the light codes. Will you tell me
Oh,
a little bit about what that is for you?
sure. Yeah, and I would love to hear your take on that. But do you want to hear specifically about the Mercury light code journey or
What
just light codes?
whatever you can talk about there is fine with me. I just the group tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Ask her about the light code." So let's
Oh, okay.
go into it.
Well, yeah, I would love to hear your take on this because, okay, so, everything I do is living the one light, obviously, right? That's my original book, that's my website, that's my YouTube channel, literally is everything
Right.
is living the one light. Okay. Um, and clearly what my guides tell me is my role is to hold space for us all to be remembering how to live the one light. Okay, so that's the underlying premise of everything. But recently, um, about a year ago, my guides told me that starting May 2026, so now through August 2026, they showed me this river or like stream of brand new light codes that would be coming in for the world. And I thought, okay, that's really interesting. And what they told me was that I very specifically from May 6th, 2020, this is over a year ago, they were telling me this, May 6th, 2026 until the end of August 2026, they said, hold a Mercury journey. And I thought, okay, what is that about? Why Mercury out of all the planets? And also, what's the relationship between this light code thing and Mercury? Anyway, long story short, um, what I recognized over the last 2 to 3 months was, oh wow, Mercury is this teeny tiny, it's the smallest planet in our solar system, obviously, and it's also the closest to the sun. So if you ever look at, NASA photos of or
Right.
videos of Mercury going around the sun, one thing that at least jumps out at me, would probably jump out at anybody, is Mercury is basically basking in the light codes of the sun, which is a star. Our sun is a star all the time, right? Relative, especially to us. I mean, it's right there. So what the this journey is all channeled, and so I don't know yet what's going to come through because I've only done one of the channelings, and there's going to be a total of 8 through until the end of August. But bottom line, my guides are saying that there is this wave of new light codes coming in. What they showed in that first channeling last Thursday was not just for the Earth, not just for the solar system, but actually for the entire galaxy, the whole Milky Way galaxy. And these light codes are like a river, or almost like a mist of divine love, but of remembering. So it's like an upgrade energy to support us to be rapidly coming back online in our
Right.
remembering of who we really are between now and the end of August. And I'm sure beyond that too. But then Mercury plays some kind of assistant role or something, in, again, I don't know exactly how because I haven't channeled the other 7 times yet, but something about going with Mercury one time all the way around the sun, which is what we're doing in the journey, it will be supporting us to connect in with the light codes of the sun, the star we call our sun, but then also the Pleiades, because Mercury is currently lined up right with the Pleiades, then with Sirius, because Mercury will then line up with Sirius, with Regulus and Fomalhaut, those particular stars, plus others. And so mm, part of what I've also been feeling really powerfully is that the light codes of all of the star systems and the star beings are a humongous component of what's holding us all right now, because the literal light of all stars is information. It's light codes. It's medicine, each with its own valences, and uh, they all our body naturally knows light,
Right.
and like we're encoded with it's like kind of hard to put an analogy to it, but it's almost like we naturally in our body systems have um like light switches, and the different codes of light will come along and just like turn them on, so that we come fully back online, which it
Activate them. Yeah.
yeah, activates them.
That's amazing. And
Mm.
we have over 200 billion stars just in the Milky Way. Just in the
Amazing.
Milky Way.
Mm.
And then there's another 100 billion galaxies like the Milky Way. So we are
Yeah.
definitely not alone. This
No.
is no, this is getting interesting. We're going to find out more about that as we go too. Well, I'll tell you, there is something the group has said that kind of matches what you're saying, a
Yeah.
little bit close. They basically said the middle of May through the end of August is going to be some openings, and they actually said there's a crack in reality that will allow many of us to come through to find deeper energies within ourselves and different aspects. So yeah.
And so they very specifically said middle of May to August also?
Well, they said the first one was the middle of April through the first part of May. And now there's another one between May, roughly about May 15th, which is just a couple days ago, a big opening in what we call reality. So we get to see things from a different perspective. Which of course adds to the humongous awakening that's taking place on the planet right now. I
Yeah.
mean, we're not the only ones that channel. They're all
No.
over the planet. It's been amazing, and we're all finding each other, which is really kind of cool. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I was just listening to The Future Human by Lee Harris, also a really close friend of Sandy. And my
I know,
guides
Lee.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Um, my guides do not allow me to listen to almost anything. I mean, in terms of, other people who channel and that kind of thing,
I agree.
they're stop, don't. But the one and only person currently they are allowing me to listen to is Lee Harris. I love him. I mean, that's beautiful and awesome. And we have a lot of friends in common, and so I'm grateful I'm allowed to listen to him. But I think it's pretty funny. And so yeah, so I just finished listening to The Future Human, his book from a year ago. And one of the things that stuck out in there, one of the reasons I think my guides had me listen to it was because they, The Future Human was talking about the fact that, like, and we know this, but that it just takes a certain number of people to come back online to like
Right.
shift everything. I mean, I've heard that from so
Hit
many
that
other.
critical mass.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah,
Um,
Lee was on our virtual life broadcast show about 20 years ago when he was first getting
oh,
started. Yeah,
oh,
so yeah, he's been around a while. He's traveling all over the world right now doing some incredible work. So
I
that's really
know.
nice. Really nice.
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
wonderful. Yeah,
But the
absolutely.
point being, right? Like it clicked for me in a new way. How this is not this is not trivial. It's not trivial that we have this idea. Like previously, let's say 5, 10 years ago, it felt like learning how to connect with the spirit world was sort of like a pastime, sort of like, oh, in my free time, I enjoy watching movies and reading books and taking walks and talking to fairies, No, this is actually, I mean, that's all true, but this is actually what the world needs us to be doing. It has to happen because in order for the world to get what it needs, it's going to come through our ways of knowing that are so far beyond our intellectual, logical brain. And it's not a trivial pastime. It is a
Right.
mission. Like it's actually
It's
why we're
active.
here. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I love that you use the word psychic. It has completely disappeared from our language because everybody has it. Everybody's starting to become aware that they all have a little bit of psychic abilities. So we don't really use language to describe something that everybody has. It's kind of an interesting
Hmm.
way. And I had the same problem with the group. They won't let me read somebody else's books.
Really?
People were sending me books. Probably you as well. They send you their channeled books. I'd try to read a paragraph and then I'd move to the next paragraph and this would be gone, just completely gone.
Yeah.
So I gave up. I got the same. They don't want us to mix it up. That's basically
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah. That's
Wonderful. So what would you
hmm.
like to share about? We still have a few minutes to cover
Yeah.
your next projects and the things that are going on for you.
Yeah. And then someday I would love to be able to, I have so many questions I would love to ask you. So maybe I can interview you on my channel.
I'd love
um,
that. I'd love that.
yeah. Great. Let me just tune in for a minute and see. Yeah. Oh, I have a question for you, actually. Okay. So what's coming forward is this inner earth being, Ben Huis, and he's just super excited and feels like he knows you and it's like a kindred spirit kind of an energy. Um, so yeah, I would just say the thing I want to say is yeah, these spirits are just feeling so alive and so ready and cannot wait to connect, right? But I have a question for you. I'm super curious about. I was visiting Sandy in Arizona near you live in Sedona, yeah? Is that right?
No,
Or
I live in Las Vegas.
oh, you live
She
in
was here a few
okay.
weeks. Yeah, she was here a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So okay. So but have you been over to where she stays in Arizona? In
I've
that area?
never been there. I have never
You
been there. I've been to
haven't?
Sedona quite a bit. We've done quite a few seminars
Yeah.
in Sedona, but I
Okay.
haven't ever been to where she's at with Steve's place. No,
Okay. Well, I'm getting a nudge to ask you this, and maybe it won't be relevant at all. You can tell me.
follow the
So
nudge.
yeah, when I was visiting her in just about a month ago, I saw a certain kind of being that I have seen two times now in my life. The last time was the last time I was in Arizona about 10 years before that. And these and this like the inner earth being is telling me to ask this. He's like pointing up at this. So these beings, I would call them sky beings. They are not star beings. It's different. It's not, they're not celestial. They're like, they look like humans, human shape, and they live literally in the sky, above the land or with the land of that part of Arizona. Um, I went up and visited Susie Miller, a little bit north, who you're also friends with. Yeah, a bit north of where Sandy stays. And I didn't experience these sky beings up there closer to Sedona. But in the Prescott kind of Phoenix area, these beings were so strong. I can describe more about them because they're feeling important, but do you have any idea, have you any experience with these kind of beings or
I
heard of them?
I feel this from time to time when we go different places. I travel a lot in Europe. I used to travel all over the place. We did seminars in like 26 different countries. But right now I haven't been traveling. Well, ever since COVID, we've basically been online more than that. And the only seminars I've been doing are in Europe. But for the most part, there are beings everywhere that I have discovered. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go visit Sandy down there while she's there. She's still going to be there for another month or two before she goes home to the UK. But
Hmm.
I've seen, we obviously you see them. There's the ranch there in the Sedona area that has all the hauntings and all the different beings
Hmm.
that are there. But there are portals everywhere down there. So this
Hmm.
I'm not familiar with them, but I tell you, there's incredible opportunities to experience this in many places throughout the
Yeah.
globe, and it's
Yeah.
opening up
Yeah.
in very big basis. So tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about that. That's fascinating.
Yeah. 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 And I mean, again, I grew up around the world and I've traveled all over the world. And what I personally experience is like the spirit world has ecosystems just like
Yes.
natural, well, that is the natural world, but that mirror the plant world, the animal world. So like in Iceland, there's very di specific kind of elves compared to over in Scotland, there's fairies and more like yeah, more of the
Oh,
fairy realm.
that's
Yeah.
cool. Well,
Um
and you've lived in some of these places too, so yeah, you've been around with some of these. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. But Arizona is the only place I've seen these what I would call sky beings. So what I experience with them is um again, they look like humans, and what they showed me is that they naturally have had for thousands of years have been in co-creative relationship with the native people, the native humans of the land. So, Native Americans in that case. And that's our natural way of being, not only with these beings, but with all spirit realm beings. So one image that they gave me at one point was like a female spirit who lives up in the sky in this realm in the sky, but then she would come down and she showed me herself sitting on kind of like a log around a fire with a fire in front of her with a human older woman, a Native American, and they were together doing like a mortar and pestle, um, you know,
Yep.
cooking or whatever it was, or making medicine or something. And and so what I could feel was the ways of knowing, like the medicine knowledge, the ancient knowledge in general, would naturally be passing from spirit to human to spirit is just like you and me talking. It would be the same kind of communication and community all the time. And that is a humongous part of what the inner earth beings have told me, all the realms of existence have told me and shown me. They each and every one of them, star beings, ocean beings, all of it, elves, all of it, they all have different medicinal knowledge
Right.
and also just knowledge about life in general. And so it's specifically, especially the medicinal knowledge that's needing and wanting to come back into the world through human remembering. So for example, this is a whole long topic in and of itself, but the inner earth beings have shown me an entire, you could say, body of knowledge around crystalline light medicine. And they've shown me, like, in the body, in the human body, and in the earth body, and in the cosmic body, the whole crystalline light grid, which we all know about.
Right.
But what they say is they have an entire medicine, medicinal way of being with the crystalline light grid of existence that is so powerful, and they've demonstrated it for me. I have stories. Again, we could go on
Oh,
and on.
cool.
But that's a humongous part of the next wave of things that they're needing us to remember on various
That's
levels.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, the group describes it in slightly different terms. They talk about multidimensionality and the fact that they basically say many of what we call ETs, or actually they call them EDs for extra dimensional, because they have the ability to shift dimensions and move through places like that where they live right next to us, but we don't know it.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. That's magical. Okay, we're kind of out of time here, so I want to bring this wrap for now, but I'm going to have you back on the show. I want to follow up with this a little bit, because we're just scratching the surface here of the things that you have to offer. But give us one final thing, one final thing that they can walk away from with you from today's event.
Yeah, what I'm getting shown and asked to say is, you have a spirit team right here. It's right with you all the time. And I've just, yeah, again, it can make me cry, right? We've been taught that either we're alone, or that it's somehow without, out of our reach to connect with that realm of things. And it's right here. And yeah, if you're feeling a calling to connect with that, I would highly recommend the Wholeness Way series on my website, again, livingtheonelight.com. But even just taking a moment right now, if it feels good, it feels right, to just drop in and feel it. Feel the whatever you feel, the presence of divine love right here. There's what I'm being told to say, there's a spirit guide literally here with every single one of you, every single one of us. Maybe their hand on your shoulder gently, or just just holding you in pure divine love, and feel whatever that is like for you. And yeah, please don't feel alone, and you're absolutely supported all the time.
Thank you, Martha. We're gonna play it again. We will play together. Absolutely. I look forward to it. Absolutely. You're doing some great work here. We're really grateful that you're here, and thank you for taking the time today to speak to our audience and the connections that you make.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work, honey. Keep it up. We've got a lot of hearts to open on this planet. We're gonna be balancing masculine, feminine for the next few months at least, and try to do what we can with all that aspect. And it's time that we all start knowing we have these abilities. Great job. Yeah. Great job. Thanks for being on the show, hon.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for being here today. We really appreciate it. We all, like I said, we're all creator beings. We just have to figure out our best flavor, the best connection we can do. And the more exposure that you can have to these things, the more likely you are to find your way home again. So thanks for being with us. Know that we can make a difference. All we need to do is hold hands. Spavo, everybody.